There's a new image on Scott Games, and what can I tell you about it? I can tell you almost everything you do and don't want to know about it. Okay, probably not. Other people probably have better points, but it's fucking like I was expecting something more like I don't know, something that you would see originally in Five Nights at Freddy's, like maybe a Chica or an actual sized Bonnie. But no, this thing is fucking, yeah. He's fucking weird. He or she is fucking weird. And it's like, look at him. He obviously fits the theme with the entire spreadable parts, as you can see, as his right panel is kind of open. He also has ears, trying to go with the more human-like look, like how Baby and Ballora are. But, you know, at first I thought it was Ballora, or a little really creepy version of Ballora, or what her jump scare would have been. But then, if you look at this one compared to Ballora, Ballora's mask doesn't split halfways until it gets to the eye level. And Ballora's eyes are always shut, and then why would this one be open and have one eye active and the other one kind of drooping down on the side? I mean, everything else does look similar, and I want to say all the actual human-ish looking ones have those sharp teeth. I mean, they're still scary, just not as long and pointy and scary from FNAF 4. And then there's that little quote at the bottom. There's a little of me in every body. Not everybody, everybody. That's a separate word. That is not together. Now, seeing how the separation of words does actually matter, it now goes from, is there actual parts that he is taking from the animatronics? He or she is taking from the animatronics? Or is he referencing something else? Because I really doubt it's going to be like, you know, I'm taking parts of you and you, and now they're part of me, but I'm going to give them back to you, because that'd be a little too confusing. But what if for some reason, let's say, they were talking about a virus that got into the animatronics that kind of gets them a little quirky, like you would see in Five Nights at Freddy's 1. They're kind of, or Five Nights at Freddy's 2 or 3 or 4. Okay, probably not 3 or 4, but you know, 2 or 3, to where, you know, they'll be walking around and be like, oh, hey, I'm going to kill you. Except the difference would be they have 5 different rusted animatronics that are hunting the security guard down. Meanwhile, these could be just the data bugged animatronics that are just kind of out of whack and need to be shut down. They did say there was incidents over at the sister location. It's not hard to believe. Oh, man, and you can't really see a lot of his body, unless his or her body, unless that pile of cables is just the body. And I was kind of going over earlier too. It's like, what does the head remind you of? And I was kind of going over. It's like, it feels like I've seen this before. Like, at least, you know, the one eye and then no eye on the other socket. And then I thought, Mangle. Mangle has one eye open and the other one not open. And so does the small head on Mangle's shoulder have the same thing. So this could be an actual animatronic, the actual animatronic that's just going around collecting pieces. And found either this head and put it on his shoulder, or found Mangle's head and put it on itself, and vice versa, blah blah blah. But it's like, man, this thing is kind of creepy looking. Or yeah, at least it could be like some kind of different animatronic that is like that. And I don't know how I feel about it. It's just a head with a lot of cables, at least from what I can see and what everybody else has been seeing as well, because you don't really see anything under the neck, just a lot more cables. And you see that pile of cables and everything. And this doesn't look like like an animatronic actually went up and tied them, because you know, I don't think animatronics have that kind of motion completely. At least in the game, they don't. I want to say, and you know, someone actually went up there, like a person went up there, woman or man, just went up there and was like doo 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 doo, whoop, there, loop de loop, done. And just to get things out of the way, because they could have been just spare parts or just things that were just in the way. But for the animatronic, just having that entire, you know, oh, I have tentacles that are cables, but these, you don't know how long these cables are. I could be sitting at the other end of the entire, you know, station, and my cables will get you. It will come and touch you, and then I will fling myself to you and kill you. That would be pretty creepy, though. I mean, its face already looks half broken. So, because you can see it's just widening open. I don't know if that's supposed to be natural for it, or if it's just kind of like it's a broken animatronic. Because I'm going with it's going to be a broken animatronic. And then you have to pay attention to the nose. In the last photo with Baby, it had a nose. Her nose had an image in it. The image looked a lot like Springtrap. A lot like Springtrap. And you have to remember, Springtrap didn't die with the fire. And he did not die with Fazbear's Fright either. At least, that's what most are speculating, seeing how all that was left was in the photo, at the end photo was a tiny toy Freddy, kind of bobblehead something, and then in the background was Springtrap. So, you know, it's one of those he lives on kind of things. But yeah, in the background you see piping and wires. Originally this background is kind of meshed in with Baby's background with all the balloons in the background. That's a lot of bees for that sense, but what would the piping and wires be there for? Simple. The entire place is supposed to have an elevator as shown in the trailer, so this would be the lower grounds of the sister location. What's down there? No one's really sure. Probably this guy. It'd be kind of creepy. It'd be a lot of creepy. It could be something else. It could be more animatronics. For all we know, these 5 animatronics could not be the only ones. Springtrap could actually be in here too, for all we know. Though it's still huge speculation. God, there's so much to this. It's like and you know, the entire look of the endoskeleton looks like the endoskeleton for babies, which it looks very human-like, making it look like it has a brain and everything, but all metallic. I mean, yeah, just, man, I really can't wait for this game to come out. Oh yes, before I actually do end this, there's another image that was posted up on Reddit explaining what was going to happen, or what this entire coding thing was. And what it was a scheduling list of sorts, like availability. And it goes from Monday to Friday and Saturday and Sunday being, and everybody's speculating to be saying it is the original list for night 1 to 7. So night 1 to 5 would be the main story. Saturday and Sunday would be night 6 and 7, or the 20 fuck me mode. But as you see, everything's labeled, like BKD is booked, AVL in green is available, PVT is a private in blue, MAT is maintenance in pink, and OOS is out of service gray. So, you know, obviously, you know, Baby Ballora, Funtime Freddy, and Foxy, and this mystery animatronic, still a mystery, is, you know, on a list of or I want to say on a list for this, like, say, the entire first day of Monday. Instead of dealing with 4, you'd probably only deal with Funtime Freddy or Foxy, as Baby, Ballora, and Funtime Freddy or Foxy are booked for something else at the time being, and aren't there at the restaurant. They're actually out doing like a party or something. Same thing on Tuesday. Baby and Funtime Freddy or Foxy are available and will do something. Meanwhile, in the out of service, you do not see if they're available, booked, private, or having maintenance issues. They're just out of service. And a lot of things that have been happening on Reddit have been really focusing on the private invitations. The two privates on Saturday being Baby and Ballora. And what it leads to is everybody talking about how this could be an adult themed thing, as in these are two private parties, with Baby and Ballora being the two more obviously female animatronics, and saying they're going on to do adult themed things. Yes, that is what you're thinking, and what everybody else on Reddit is thinking. And I'm not just doing a thing, but the more that you think about it, it just sounds really creepy, and a lot makes sense, because the last quote that you hear from Baby, or whatever animatronic it is, in the trailer is, "You don't know what we've been through," and that just makes it a lot more worse. On Sunday though, everything is having maintenance, as in it could either be a harder level for the, the 2020 mode, or anything in general, or it could just be like, they're all disabled, and you just have to deal with a really hard version of fucking Squidward. That's what I'm just gonna call him from right now. His name's gonna be Squidward. Has tentacles, creepy face, nobody likes him. Yeah. Okay, I don't want to say that, but anyway, I think that was the last thing out of everything I wanted to say. So, yeah, there's still more photos. This game is supposed to release in fall, hopefully in fall. I mean, I honestly wouldn't mind it being a little earlier, but that's more for, because I'm kind of a little hyped up for it. But yeah, what next image awaits us? Hopefully something cool, hopefully something nice. So with that, I'm ending it here.